Ever pondered over the idea of learning Spanish? This thought may have crossed your mind at some point, perhaps while traveling, or when you stumbled upon a captivating Spanish song, or maybe even when you met that charming individual whose first language was Spanish. Spanish, a language spoken by more than 460 million people worldwide, is not just an instrument of communication, but also a bridge to a rich and vibrant culture. It's a language of romance, of passion, of art, and of history. Picture yourself walking down the narrow cobblestone of a quaint Spanish town. The air is buzzing with life, with conversations and laughter. But you're not just a tourist anymore. You're an active participant in the scene, conversing with the locals, sharing stories and jokes, and truly immersing yourself in the culture. You're not just observing anymore, you are part of the experience. Or imagine yourself at a lively Spanish fiesta. The music is pulsating, the energy is infectious, people are dancing, and there you are, not missing a beat, understanding the lyrics of the song and even singing along. The sense of belonging that you feel in that moment, the joy and the connection, is something that language can facilitate. Spanish, in its melodic rhythm and poetic expressions, can open up a whole new world for you. Now, consider the vast literary world that Spanish can unlock. From the magical realism of Gabriel Marquez to the surrealism of Salvador Dali, the Spanish language has given birth to countless masterpieces in literature, art, and cinema. Imagine being able to enjoy these works in their original language, experiencing the author or artist's true intention, and delving deeper into their creative minds. Learning Spanish also expands your professional horizons. With businesses becoming more global, knowing a second language can make you a more valuable asset to companies. Whether it's negotiating a deal with a Spanish-speaking client or presenting your ideas at an international conference, being able to communicate in Spanish can give you a significant edge. But learning Spanish isn't just about career advancement or cultural exploration. It's also a mental workout that cognitive abilities. Studies show that learning a new language can improve memory, increase attention span, and even delay the onset of dementia. And let's not forget about the personal growth that comes with learning a new language. It broadens your perspective, helps you understand different viewpoints, and fosters empathy. It's like receiving a new lens to view the world, a lens that allows you to see and appreciate the diversity and the richness of human experiences. So the question remains, why not learn Spanish? Take the plunge, step out of your comfort zone, and let the journey to learning this beautiful language begin. Well, today, embark on a journey to make that dream a reality. Initiating this journey into language, we embark on a quest to acquire the fundamentals of the Spanish alphabet. The opening chapter of this adventure is the understanding of the Spanish alphabet. It is the foundation of all linguistic knowledge, the bedrock upon which the entire edifice of language comprehension is built. It's akin to learning how to crawl before you walk. It's a stepping stone to much bigger things. The Spanish alphabet, as you may already know, comprises 27 letters. This is 3 more than the ones found in the English alphabet. This small but significant difference is what sets Spanish apart from English. It puts the Spanish language in a unique position, bestowing upon it a certain charm and allure. It's like an extra spice added to a dish, giving it an unexpected twist and making it all the more flavorful. Now, you may be wondering, what exactly are these extra 3 letters and why do they matter so much? It's a valid question, deserves a comprehensive answer. The 3 additional letters in the Spanish alphabet are namely Ch, Chi, L, L, and N, Ñ. They are not merely letters, they are the soul of the Spanish language, each carrying its own unique sound and vibrance. Pronunciation is key here. It is not just about knowing the letters, it's about saying them right. It's about the emphasis on the syllables, the roll of the tongue, the tilt of the R, and the softness of the H. Pronunciation is what brings the words to life. It is what carries the emotion, the intent, the essence of what is being communicated. It is the difference between saying and expressing, between telling and conveying. What's important to remember here is that learning pronunciation is a process. It's a journey of exploration and discovery. It is about listening carefully over and over again until your ears get attuned to the sounds. Then it's about practicing, repeating each letter, each sound until it feels like second nature, until it flows off your tongue effortlessly without you even having to think about it. Practice isn't just about repetition. It's also about understanding, about knowing when and where to use these sounds. It's about comprehending the nuances and variations, about grasping the subtleties and complexities of the language. It's about immersing yourself in the language, seep into your consciousness, becoming a part of your thought process. And in the midst of this exploration, don't forget the unique N, pronounced Enye. This letter, with its distinctive tilde, is one of the most recognizable symbols of the Spanish language. It's a letter that imparts a certain rhythm and melody to the words. It's a sound that's unique, captivating, and utterly Spanish. It's more than just a letter. It's a representative of the Spanish culture and ethos. So as we embark on this journey of language exploration, remember to savor every letter, every sound. Let them wash over you. Let them resonate within you. And most importantly, enjoy the process, for it is in the journey that the real magic of language learning lies. In conclusion, starting this linguistic adventure, the first stop is understanding the Spanish alphabet. Comprising 27 letters, 3 more than the English alphabet, Spanish presents a slight twist. Pronunciation is key here. Practice each letter until the sounds feel natural, and don't forget the unique N, pronounced Enye. The next stage involves mastering Spanish vocabulary. Learning a new language, especially Spanish, is akin to embarking on a thrilling expedition. It can often be challenging, yet it is incredibly rewarding, providing you with new perspectives and ways to communicate, breaking down barriers and bringing cultures closer together. Start by familiarizing yourself with the basics, the most commonly used Spanish words. Words like hola, gracias, and por favor are simple, yet they are the heart and soul of any language. These words are often the first ones we learn when we dive into the world of Spanish, and for good reason. They are the cornerstones of communication, the building blocks upon which we can expand our knowledge. But don't just stop there. As you learn, it's important to continue your journey by branching out and delving into specific areas of this. Not only makes the learning process more enjoyable, but also gives it a personal touch, a sense of individuality. Understand that language is not just a tool for communication. It is also a reflection of who we are. Suppose you have a penchant for cooking. Don't hesitate to discover the Spanish names of your favorite ingredients. If you're a fan of pollo or pimiento, knowing how to articulate these words in Spanish will undoubtedly enhance your culinary experiences. Imagine the added pleasure of cooking a meal and being able to describe it accurately and authentically in Spanish. Or perhaps are a sports enthusiast. In that case, make an effort to find out how to say goal or match in Spanish. Whether it's goal or partido, these words will add a new dimension to your sports discourse. Imagine watching a thrilling football match and shouting goal in unison with the crowd. The sense of camaraderie and unity that comes with sharing a language is something truly special. Remember, the more words you learn, the more detailed and articulate your conversations and descriptions can be. Every new word is a new tool in your linguistic toolbox, a new color in your descriptive palette. Language is an art, and like any other art form, it evolves and grows with practice and patience. Develop your vocabulary like a painter would his palette, with a variety of colors and shades representing a different concept, a different feeling. Languages are vast, and Spanish is no exception. It's a language that's rich in history, culture, and diversity, and learning it is a journey chronicling centuries of human experiences, emotions, and traditions. With a strong vocabulary, you'll be able to navigate through the streets of Madrid, taste the authentic cuisine of Barcelona, or even engage in a friendly chat with the locals in Seville. Spanish is not just a language, it's a key that doors to new experiences, new friends, and new adventures. And remember, language learning is not a race. It's a marathon, not a sprint. It's about enjoying the process, appreciating the journey, and celebrating small victories along the way. So don't rush. Take your time, be patient, and most importantly, have fun. Build on this foundation by learning words that relate to your interests or daily activities. Love cooking? Learn the names of your favorite ingredients. Enjoy sports? Find out how to say goal or match in Spanish. Now, let's move on to Spanish grammar. As we venture on our linguistic journey, I want you to remember that while the terrain of grammar might seem a little intimidating, it's not insurmountable. Picture this learning process as an adventure, a climb up a mountain. As we go higher, we'll encounter different aspects of Spanish grammar. But remember, every step is taking us closer to the peak, to fluency. Let's start at the base camp, the present tense. It's the foundation, the first step on your journey to mastering the language. The present tense in Spanish is used to talk about habits, routines, actions taking place now or in the near future. It's all about the here and now, what you do, what you think, what you feel. Spend time here, learn the conjugations, understand the patterns. The yo form differs from the el, ella, usted form, which differs again from the nosotros, nosotras form. Each has its own unique ending, its own distinctive rhythm. As you with the present tense, we'll make our way to the past tense. It's like the second phase of the journey, a slightly more challenging path, but one that will take you into the heart of Spanish language storytelling. The past tense is all about yesterday, last week, a year ago. It tells us what happened, what was said, what was felt. This is where you explore the intricacies of the preterite and the imperfect tenses. Each has its specific uses, its rules, its exceptions. Spend time here, soak in the nostalgia of the past. From the past, we move on to the future tenses. It's like the final ascent before reaching the peak. The future tenses are slightly more complex, but they open up a world of possibilities, promises, and predictions. This is where you'll learn the simple future, the future perfect, and the immediate future tenses, tomorrow, next week, a year from now. It's about what will happen, what will be said, what will be felt. In this journey, one thing you must never forget is the importance of gender and number agreement. Consider this as your compass, guiding you through the labyrinth of Spanish grammar. Spanish is a gendered language where the adjective must agree with the noun it modifies in both gender and number. For instance, gato negro refers to a black cat, and gatas negras refers to black cats. It's a unique characteristic, a distinct signature of Spanish grammar. So embark on this journey, step by step, tense by tense. Learn the rules, understand the patterns, and embrace the beauty of this vibrant language. Let Spanish grammar no longer be a challenge, but a companion on your journey to language fluency. Remember to pay attention to gender and number agreement, a unique characteristic of Spanish grammar. Following grammar comes the art of forming sentences. The art of sentence formation is truly an art. It's about arranging words, the tools of language, in a way that they express the sentiment or information you want to convey effectively. Let's start with simple sentences like, Yo soy feliz. This Spanish sentence, when translated to English, means, I am happy. Notice the structure. Yo refers to I, soy is am, and feliz means happy. Now let's delve deeper into this. Why is soy used instead of estoy, which also means am? In Spanish, there are two forms of the verb to be, that is ser and estar. Soy is a derivative of ser. Ser is used to talk about characteristics that are seen as intrinsic and unchangeable. When you say yo soy feliz, you're expressing a state of happiness that defines you. It is a profound statement of the joy that is a part of your being. On the other hand, estar is used for conditions that are temporary. So if you say yo estoy feliz, you imply that you're happy at the moment, but it is a transient emotion. Let's look at another example. Yo estoy enojado means I am angry. Here, the anger is temporary. It is not an integral part of who you are. It is a passing sentiment. Are you starting to notice the nuances? Now let's step up the game a bit. Let's progress towards more complex sentences. Complex sentences contain more than one clause and convey more detailed information. For example, aunque estoy cansado, yo voy a estudiar. This sentence means, although I am tired, I'm going to study. Here we have one main clause and one dependent clause. The main clause, yo voy a estudiar, can stand on its own and make perfect sense. But the dependent clause, aunque estoy cansado, cannot stand alone. It needs the main clause to make complete sense. Complex sentences add richness to your speech or text. They allow you to express intricate thoughts and paint vivid pictures with your words. So, as you learn more Spanish, don't shy away from using complex sentences. They might seem intimidating, but they are worth the effort. While learning to form sentences in Spanish, you will encounter many exceptions and irregularities. It is a language with a rich history and a wide array of influences from different cultures. So, don't be surprised when you stumble upon a rule that has 10 exceptions. It's all part of the learning process. Remember, practice makes perfect. The more you write and speak in Spanish, the more comfortable you will get with sentence formation. You will discover patterns, learn new words, and improve your grammar. Every mistake you make is a step forward. So keep practicing, and soon, forming sentences in Spanish will become second nature to you. Lastly, immerse yourself in the Spanish language. The journey to becoming fluent in a language is a long, winding road filled with a multitude of experiences, numerous challenges, and countless rewards. On your path to mastering Spanish, consider the boundless world of music, cinema, literature, and culture that awaits you. Embark on an adventure of the senses with Spanish music. Start off your musical journey with the soothing rhythms of flamenco, a traditional form of Spanish music with its roots in Andalusia, in the southern part of Spain. The intense emotions, the raw passion, it's almost palpable, and it will transport you to a different world. Then, let the vibrant beats of reggaeton seep into your veins as you dance along to the catchy tunes. This genre, with its roots in Latin and Caribbean music, is a testament to the diverse influences in Spanish music. After familiarizing yourself with these genres, delve deeper into the world of Spanish music. Listen to the emotional ballads of Julio Iglesias or the energetic performances of Enrique Iglesias. Let the soulful voice of Rosalia guide you through new emotional landscapes. The music of these talented artists will not only entertain you, but also expose you to different aspects of the Spanish language. Next, dive into the realm of Spanish cinema. Start with the mesmerizing films of Pedro Almodóvar, a master of Spanish cinema known for his vibrant, emotional storytelling. Then, experience the cinematic genius of Guillermo del Toro, whose films straddle the line between fantasy and reality. From the lively dialogue in these films, you'll pick up various dialects, idioms, and slang, giving you a unique insight into the everyday use of the Spanish language. Read Spanish books, be it classics like Don Quixote by Miguel de Cervantes, the enchanting magic realism of Gabriel Garcia Marquez's 100 Years of Solitude, or the contemporary thrillers of Carlos Ruiz Zafón. These literary masterpieces will not only captivate you with their compelling storytelling, but will also expose you to the richness and depth of the Spanish language. Spanish language is a vibrant and expressive means of communication, steeped in a rich history and culture. It's not just about the words, it's about the feelings, emotions, and nuances that those words convey. By immersing yourself in the Spanish culture through music, movies, and books, you can experience the language in its full grandeur. Spanish language is alive. It breathes and evolves just like any living creature. It carries the weight of centuries of history and the freshness of the present. It paints vivid pictures, tells stories, sings songs, and enchants hearts. By immersing yourself in Spanish, you learn to see the world through a different lens, understand a different culture, and perceive life from a different angle. Every song you listen to, every movie you watch, and every book you read only adds to your understanding and appreciation of the language. The idioms, the colloquialisms, the dialects, every single aspect of the language becomes a part of your learning process. Spanish music, movies, and books can serve as a medium to connect you to the culture, make you a part of it, and make your journey to learn Spanish an incredibly rewarding experience. Surrounding yourself with the language will help you pick up nuances and idioms, making your Spanish sound more natural and fluent. Remember, learning a language is not just about mastering grammar and vocabulary, but also about understanding and appreciating the culture where it comes from. Spanish is more than a language, it's a way of life. It's a journey that will open up new horizons and provide you with a deeper understanding of the world. It's a journey you'll never regret embarking on. To summarize, learning Spanish involves understanding the alphabet, mastering vocabulary, getting a grip on grammar, forming sentences, and immersing yourself in the language. Let's delve deeper into the process. First and foremost, it begins with understanding the Spanish alphabet. Unlike the English alphabet, the Spanish alphabet boasts 27 letters with the addition of N. It's not just about merely recognizing these letters, but also being able to pronounce them correctly. Each letter in Spanish has its own unique sound, and mastery over these sounds is the core foundation of your Spanish learning journey. Mastering vocabulary is the next step. This too is a vast ocean to explore. Spanish vocabulary is vast and rich, steeped in a heritage that dates back centuries. Each word carries own unique sense of meaning and context. It's not just about learning the words, but understanding when and how to use them. This involves spending hours poring over textbooks, memorizing flashcards, or even using language apps to enrich your vocabulary. But remember, it's not a race. The beauty of learning a language lies in the journey, not the destination. Next comes grammar. Spanish grammar, like any language's grammar, is complex and nuanced. It involves understanding the structure of sentences, the use of tenses, the conjugation of verbs, and many more intricacies. Many learners find this part the most challenging, but remember, practice makes perfect. Use every opportunity you get to practice your grammar skills, whether it's through writing essays, speaking in Spanish, or even just thinking in Spanish. Forming sentences is the next crucial step. It's one thing to know words and grammar rules, but another to use them to form coherent and grammatically correct sentences. This is where your vocabulary and grammar knowledge comes together. Start with simple sentences and gradually move on to complex ones. Make mistakes, they're part of the learning process. Each mistake is an opportunity to learn and grow. Immersion is the final and arguably the most important step. Immersing yourself in Spanish means not just studying it, but living it. This could mean listening to Spanish music, watching Spanish films, reading Spanish books, or even living in a Spanish-speaking country. The more you surround yourself with Spanish, the more naturally it will come to you. Now, you might be overwhelmed at this point. It might seem like a gargantuan task, a mountain too high to climb. But remember, every journey begins with a single step. That first step, that initial push, is all it takes to start your journey. Every word you learn, every sentence you form, every mistake you make brings you one step closer to your goal. Don't be afraid of the hard work. Embrace it. This journey will not just teach you a new language, but also a new culture, a new way of thinking, a new way of seeing the world. The beauty of learning Spanish is not just in the language itself, but in the doors it opens for you. A new language brings with it new opportunities, new perspectives, and a whole new world to explore. By the end of this journey, the dream of speaking Spanish will no longer be just a dream. It will be a reality. Yes, it will take time. Yes, it will require effort. But the reward at the end, the ability to speak and understand Spanish, is worth every ounce of effort. So, go forth and conquer the Spanish language. Don't just dream about speaking Spanish, make it happen. Start your journey today. With hard work, determination, and patience, you'll reach your goal. Never forget that every expert was once a beginner. So, start small, but dream big. It's time to say hola to your new skill.